Is is salt is salt bad for you or good for you? Now, there's a whole lot of talk, discussion, and different philosophies around salt intake and the correlation between salt and different ailments. Now, I think it was in the late 1900s up to the 1950s where, different, journals of scientific evidence was published around this topic, which advised people to cut their salt intake in half because they thought salt was linked to high blood pressure, hypertension, and different things like that, and other different ailments. All right. But the truth around salt is it is a necessary nutrient. It has sodium and chloride in it, and sodium is a mineral that the body needs every single day. It's an electrolyte that the body needs every single day. All right. And here's the truth. The average American and really the average person only gets about 50% of the salt and sodium intake that the body needs. All right. Now, there was a scientific study done in the Journal of Hypertension, and it said back in the 50s or 40s that most, journals was publishing things that made people cut their salt intake in half. So now people aren't even getting enough sodium in their diet, which sodium is a very necessary nutrient. So is salt bad for you? Absolutely not. Now, of course, we can always overdo different things, but putting a little extra salt on your food is not going to hurt you. The average American needs about 12 grams of salt a day, and they're probably not even getting half of that because they think high blood pressure, hypertension, and these different things. Like, I stay in the South, and I can't count how many people say, I'm trying to cut back on sodium. I'm trying to cut back on salt. It's giving me the gout. It's giving me hypertension. It's giving me these different things. And in that study that I mentioned earlier, in the study of hypertension, doctors said that it was a weak correlation between the two. A weak correlation. Correlation means it could be the culprit or it could not be. Causation isn't correlation. So what that means is just because people have a high salt intake and they have hypertension or high blood pressure doesn't mean that it's the causation. And what they found was all these different ailments could be the problem. And what could be the problem behind it is genetics. Could be hypertension and high blood pressure, could be more genetic, and different other things that are causing it, like animal products, animal fat, and things like that. So going to a plant-based diet could actually help with those different ailments, not lowering the salt and the sodium intake. So in conclusion, is salt good for you? Absolutely. Actually, I have a video where I tell you, and I have a tutorial and I show you how to make alkaline water at home. And in that video, I use pink Himalayan sea salt. This is what I use. I pinch a little bit in the water and it raises the pH tremendously. If you get a gallon of water, filtered water, put a pinch of Himalayan sea salt in there, and lime juice, key lime juice. If you go to the video, you can see exactly how to make it. But if you do that, you get alkaline water. So is salt really bad for you? If it makes your water alkaline and it helps the body? I don't think so. So if you think salt is bad for you and you keep away from salt and you don't put it on your food, you're doing yourself a disservice. It alkalizes your food. It alkalizes the water. And to be frank, if Dr. Sabi was alive, I guarantee you he would be using this as well. So is salt bad for you? No. You need about 10 to 12 grams of salt every single day. And if you're not getting that, you're doing yourself a disservice, okay? So in conclusion, get you some salt. When you eating some, rice and beans or whatever, eating that burrito, put the alkaline burrito, put a little salt on your food. It's okay. Make those gains and make it tasty, all right? Till next time, fuel yourself, don't fool yourself, all right? And this is Justin signing off with Fuel Yourself International. Peace.